Two-tone and L-E-L-N-E-S-S-N. Yes, we are the very best.
$7 popping collars, eating shrimp, $5 met some girls from Guatemala, now they trying to holler.
Now before they wouldn't bother, now I'm trying to be a scholar, cause she giving all the knowledge to me.
Knowledge to me.
Doing her work every night of the week. Like she chillin' up at college with me.
College with me, but we cruising, man. Rolling up at 430. Kush same color as a Kobe Road jersey, or a throwback worthy. Giraffe ass high, fresh breeze just passing us by. Cause I'm cruising on a Sunday afternoon. I got my good shoes on, ain't got no bad news. Here's what you say to the lady. Let me squeeze you, oh, let me hold you, oh, let me squeeze you, oh, let me hold you. Why? Cause I don't wanna leave this party, baby, without you. What you waiting for? Hop in the ride.
Okay.
What you waiting for? Hop in the ride. So I arrive at a party at 9. I reside beside Sim, think we fly. Time's on our side, but look again, then it's 11 p.m. Chalk it on the board. Time to sin, let's begin. Hey, you're kinda cute, and I got the loot to befriend both you and your girlfriend too.
You single Tim Jones?
Well, that depends. Just then she turned to a friend and she said,
I really like him.
Say word.
I really like him.
Oh yeah.
I really, 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 really like.
Yes. One more time again, folks, we're back on this lovely show, Jcttv. We have to give thanks to the wonderful people at the back, especially Big Al, the producer, and Papa T himself, the director. But today our topic is all about purpose and preparation. As we all know, the foundation of purpose is something to be created, or what is the reason it is done. So today we're going to discuss those things, purpose and preparation. So guys, as you can open up with this.
Purpose. I'll open up with that first. I attend a church, and one day that was part of the topic. I'm retired, and even looking at a job that you do, I do, you look for the purpose in it. And the purpose in it may be to help people, assist people. It may be something as simple as picking up the phone, calling and checking on somebody. As long as you're, to me, doing it with the purpose, for a purpose, to me, it's really a no-brainer. To me, everyone has a purpose.
There's so many talents too that it's like the grains in the sand and the stars in the sky.
Right.
If you wake up in the morning and you say, I'd like to get this done. That's your purpose, and you're going to prepare to get that completed and to do it and be successful at it. It's just I think how human are put together, and it's just stay focused, and
Right.
you're going to accomplish what you got to do. Then you feel as though I have a purpose in life. A lot of times people feel hopeless because they don't feel as though they have a purpose, but they do. They just got to look down deep, and even pray on it, and just, and then, like we were saying, go forward and get things accomplished. You'd be surprised, and it could be as a little thing as handing somebody a cup of water or, whichever, and you feel real good about yourself, and then you find yourself wanting to continue on doing that because you love the feeling of doing that,
Right.
So,
Right.
But that's what I had to add on that.
Okay, but today now, in spite of it all, today we're in the season for celebration. Everybody's preparing for Valentine's Day because it's a preparation for a big thing that is supposed to be all loving and all caring and all sharing. And what we really want to discuss on this preparation day, while we are looking at the beauty of the glory of Valentine's Day, there is something even more tragic happening at the back of the scene. And what I really wanted to bring to the forefront is the disappearance and the abuse and the molestation and the frustration of the black woman in the society we are living today. And the topic is all it's the what should be done and why is it that it is existing. Just like purpose has the foundation, it is something which creates and the existence of it. And so my problem today is to discuss, to see that so many sisters and so many women, I don't want to put black sisters, but women in general, because in 2020, we had 268,864 women in total disappear right in our presence. And it was something that you do not hear discussing over the media. It's like woman is becoming a target of men, because it's women who are destroying our own sisters. And I don't care which tribe or nation you're from, whenever you can take the first step to offend that woman who bring you into the world, you have already been destroying your own self. And my problem is, out of the 268,884 women in total, 1/3 of it was black sisters that disappeared. And it was something that was just being brushed by the news and by all the different medias, and even by our own police officers that takes our sisters for granted. And I find it such an offense that I have to discuss it on this platform today as part of the purpose and the preparation of what must be done and what is the reason for those things that have been happening in our society.
Sure is a major crime. I was telling my son that I think if you're the least bit different, whether it be the color of your skin, your orientation, your religious beliefs, or whatever, whether you're right wing, left wing, Republican or Democrat. I mean, if you go to these other like down south, you do hear a lot of black people being harassed, killed, mistreated, and so forth like that. And it's unfortunate, and you hear about these things, and how could this be? How can this be? And a lot of times, it's by the police officers that they'll carry this on. I mean, you get pulled over, a black person being pulled over by police down south, especially, and they'll take and you hear of things going so awry at that moment. I think because of their skin or whatever the reason, but there's prejudice to some degree, I believe, and unfortunately it's rampant.
It is, but the problem still lies. It's the black sisters. When 1/3 of this such a big number
I agree.
is being taken,
What would you think that the reasoning or reasons behind that?
I think that, in my own understanding, I would say, first of all, the black family has been destroyed. And because the black family is destroyed and there is no protection, because remember, we were our sisters' protection.
Right.
And in every nation, the men have to be the protection of his tribe.
But what I'm
No, I'm just trying to answer your question. And the reason for this is because there is no protection and we are underneath a government which is unloving to our own people, because we fail to realize that we should never be governed by another man, because every creature that is created underneath the sun is governed by its own kind. And as long as you as a slave end up being governed by the same slave master, that puts you into the situation that you are in, and you are asking that slave master to be your governor. You are already a victim to that prejudice of that same system.
Right.
And I have a problem with it, because I truly believe I am a child of a slave. I didn't come here to say as a tourist. No matter which part of the island we are from, we are all the same. We came on the same boat, just shipped in a different part of the world.
Right.
So when you suffering here and I'm suffering over there, we still have, even if I'm not suffering as much as you, your suffering doesn't have nothing to do with me and you. We are the same people. I'm supposed to feel your pain and bear your burden, even though mine is free. But I am still not free, because it looks like I'm free, because you are still suffering here. And when those things are happening to our black sisters, we, the black men, need to cry out and call our sisters into back to our unity of where we know we should be governing our own. And as the children of a slave, as I would say earlier, when the cry was called from the Bible, from Moses, it didn't tell Pharaoh, the children, to go into Pharaoh's kingdom. It says to separate from Pharaoh. And as long as this system that we are living in, as he says, the police officers are so easily to brutalize us. And the reason why they so easily to brutalize you, because you give them the power to govern over you. And if you were governing your own self, your own kind, although nowadays our own kind become worse than the one that is.
Yeah, we just saw that. Yeah.
We just saw that.
Yeah.
And I still don't hold them responsible. I still hold the system responsible because they are doing the work of the system. Because if we were governing our own self, we would have had our own system of justice, not the way that system is running. Because they are only doing what their masters ask them to do.
Yeah, I think so often when the child is born, they're not, and as they get a little older, 5 or 6, I'm sure they don't go and feel and believe and think that, gee, I want to be a drug addict. I want to be a thief, or whichever. It's like you were saying. You kind of you go into the wrong groups, I guess, or something like that, and you're allowing them to govern over your life. You're not your own person.
Because the system we're living in, the justice system, is never for our complexion. No matter how much we show them that we are, and I mean, it's naturally, it's a divine thing. We are not a violent set of people. Mm-hmm. We are pushed into violence. Because if you have to look at us, no matter how much we suffer, we always have that, we always joyful, we always sing, we always, and a lot of people that have gone through what we've been through, if it was them, they would have never been so forgiven. Just because we have that love, and because we have a divine nature in us. We know it ourselves. That love of us inside of us is
That's
never
awesome.
to destroy other people, but to build them up and to love them and to forgive them. But now we are turning against our own self and being our own victim because we feel so frustrated of others doing to us that we pass the anger on our own, not projecting it to the ones that are offending us. And I really take offending to that for us as a people too. But I still want to discuss the disappearance and the abuse of the black sisters in that system. What do you think? What do you see about the...
I've read some articles and seen a few things in my journeys. Some of it is sketchy because I want to look at the reasoning. Like, what would you think the reasoning behind it is? Is it, we've been through the separation of our families. We've been through that, even with the system has done that, taking the father out of the household. We've been through that. Now the abduction, the missing, what's going on? There has to be something. I know that they do the trafficking for sex. I know that they're harvesting some of our organs and stuff like that. What is going on? What do we know that's going on?
You see, today, I will say what's going on today. The system we are in, everybody talks about the end of the world. But what they never tell us, what is the end of the world? There was once upon a time, that system we're living in had the power over all the poor people of the earth. Right. And today, everywhere around the world is rejecting that system of government and tell them, I don't want you to rule over us because you only bring in trouble, death, robbery, molestation, diseases, and everything. And everyone wants to be independent, and they know they are losing that authority over the world. So it's easier to kill 1 million people than to control 100.
Right.
So especially the strongest people underneath the sun is a black woman. Because in spite of all what we've been through, the black man is not strong without that black sister. Because when I look at the condition that she had to go through to protect me, I take out my heart with all of my spirit and bow before her. Because if she didn't go through the tribulation of rape, molestation, abuse, beating, just to protect me, in spite she make me weak to be inexistent, I still honor her to the highest praise because she had to go through the tribulation to give me that life that I have today. And I think now that we are strong enough to stand up for her if we see something is going against her.
So, I understand what you're saying, but are you telling us that they're just destroying them?
They are
They're
destroying them
destroying-
because right now that's their job is to destroy them because they
so
know
that's what they're doing.
that their job is to destroy them because when you look at this young lady in Ohio who killed her own molester, that guy was abusing her, raping her, and then they put her for 5 years. She was 15 years old,
Right.
and then they charged her $150,000 after she killed the molester for abusing her. The rapist, that man have been raping her over and over. And when she killed that black man, that white man, you know what they said? They still end up making her pay $150,000 to her family, to his family. That is a sign of telling.
That
So
ended up
even
in
when
jail,
they
right?
have been abused and been insulted, the whole system is still against them. And the worst part about it is that even when they call the law to protect them, the law will say they don't see no offense because look, they just caught this young lady in she was being abused by this man for 4 months. She was disappeared. And then they had her in a basement and which she escaped.
Right.
But at the end of the day, even while they were crying out for justice for those black women, this man had already killed 3 more already. You follow where I'm coming from?
Right.
And he's not only coming in our community and take them, he's coming right in the community and take them and then bring them to the suburb and lock them up in a basement and abuse them.
Right.
And when the police officers have all the evidence, they're still saying they did not have no evidence that he was doing it. But look, she just escaped.
Because I think they called the cops and they blew it off.
And they blew it off over
Yeah.
and over.
Right. I remember that.
And that's what I love my black sisters for. No matter how big a terrorist he may be, we can still escape him. And they say that our sisters are not soft enough because they fight back. What else do you want them to do? They are born survival.
Yeah. No, my thing was I was concerned with what was the narrative based on these missing sisters. But because you have some with their own agenda with killing, you have some with their own agenda as sex slaves. But one thing that's going on now that people aren't really looking at is selling of the organs, the reproductive systems and stuff like that. It's a lot going on.
My point is that where are we right now as black men? Because, and the saddest part about it, I'm going to put the blame where it's supposed to be. Now that we black men want to join our enemy, our open enemy, who's doing us all that wrong, and abuse our black sisters. Now, I wish I could have said exactly the words I want to say on national television, but I cannot say it. But if I could have catch one of those black brothers,
Right.
I truly believe they deserve justice.
Well, I mean,
Because
that's
we
a
need not
slippery
to
slope
join
because
the enemy, help our sisters being destroyed. We need to stop the drug dealers in our community too. That is destroying our young, beautiful princesses. And I'm so against it because I have to talk about it because I want them to hear it too. We need to stop destroying our own. And when we plant a farm, we protect the vegetables from every insect.
right.
Now, our sisters, they are our garden because they bring us back into this world. And if we can protect our vegetables and destroy every crop, everything that is going to destroy, everything that's going to destroy the vegetable, how much more do you think we as men are supposed to protect our own gardens?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I have to question it because I like to narrow it down so
What
this
do you
way,
want to narrow down?
because there's a
Yes, do say.
there's a faction of brothers that are actually protecting our sisters.
They do, but we
Right.
as brothers that is protecting the sisters need to see those that are joining to destroy, are doing a more evil works to the few that they are destroying than those that are there is a big majority of us who love our sisters, who's going to die for our sisters. We're not going to let a man, because
Right.
if I have my daughter and I see this brother want to destroy her, I'm going to take him out too.
Right. So let me
So
ask you a
if it's
question
so
now.
offensive when our open enemy is doing it to us, why don't we take a stand for when we ourselves is doing it? We're supposed to be harder on each other than because if the enemy see that you are so weak towards your brothers, your own kind that is destroying yours, he have access to do to you what you are capable allowing to happen from your own to your own.
Now, another question. Where does it come from?
It comes from a system that put it into power, that our sisters fell a victim to it. It looks like it was for them, but it was not for them. And they joined the forces with the enemy. And now that the enemy has gotten the power and the protection, this end up staying open because their own protection have been taken away from them. So they don't have no one to defend them. So it came from the system. And the system is still running it.
Yes.
Because it's a game that he was playing with the system that he put in power.
I agree. Systematically.
It's always fall back on the same system that put it into existence, because it's the same system that is destroying them today.
I think a lot of times too with the system, we will vote, judges, magistrates. I mean, whomever, and so often there are underlying things going on. I believe to allow so much of this, going to have or happen, and they'll think that they'll prepare to want to hurt or rape, and and then they think that that's their purpose, and they go on and they continue. And a lot of people unfortunately feel that way, and that's what what
But at
happens.
the end of the day, the people that we need to hold responsible to, because we put a lot of people in power, and when they reach up there, they sell us out. And these are the leaders that I think that are the greatest puppets that we ever look for in our own society as people of color. Because I truly believe if you put a man in power to protect you and to govern you, he's supposed to make the law work for you. And he allowing the law to bend so much by he compromising just so that he could get a pat on the shoulder to be loved by the enemy. I think we need to get rid of those wicked leaders too, because they're not doing their job.
Yeah, that's what it is. They believe that they're doing right, and they're not.
Well, to me, I feel the sisters are doing very well. They're not getting the light that they should be getting. As far as it goes, even from my experience in the places I've been, they're doing very well. They're not going to speak about them. Only thing they're going to speak about is the victimization based on somebody else telling the story. That's just what I've seen, and I know the system is responsible for taking the man out of the house, and because I know where I come from. I come from my mother, very strong. So I knew what she had to do. But, nobody's telling their story. Nobody's telling at how good this sister's doing over here, this sister's doing
My brother,
over there.
it doesn't matter how good one is.
I'm
Even though
saying-
1,000 is doing
what
good
I'm-
and there is 10,000 that is being affected.
Right.
Because what they only show you, because when I first came to this country, I'm just going to do a short reference. When I first came to America, I didn't know America had poor people. Honestly. Because on the television back home, my brother, America is one of the most I used to, when I came and I said, but none of the things that you guys have here, we have it back home. I don't see poor people live the way poor people live. in
Yeah, poor
America.
people live
No,
good.
but when you're out of there, you don't see that.
Right, of course.
So that's what I'm saying. So, and this wise man taught me a lesson a day while I was home, and he said to me something about a sufferation of another brother from a different world. And I said, but those men all the way over there, what are you telling me about this? And he tell me, man, if when one is suffering and you cannot feel the suffering of that one, you are not connected.
Right.
And you need to be connected to feel that, don't look at the 99 good sheep that is saved, but he left that 99 there and go and save that one.
Right.
So in spite of the 99 good sisters that are doing good, the one sister that is suffering is your responsibility and my responsibility to see that we can go and get that sister.
I understand.
Yeah.
And the parable was given to us just the same way I'm giving it to you. The 99 sheep was there, but that one that was lost, the shepherd still left and went and seek it.
That's how important the one person is,
The one is so important.
you know.
And as long as one has any problem, the 99 still doesn't matter.
Right.
Always the one you have to bring back to the fold to complete it. And we as a people in this time we live in, the preparation for our own self we need to start looking into it and see where are we, what are we supposed to do, and why are we here and in that situation that we are in. So we need to start looking into the reason of wanting what's best for ourselves and our own.
That's right.
I got you. But what I was looking at was the base of it. What do we know about the foundation of
The
all
base
of
of
it?
it was never built for you, my brother. The base was always be, because as long as you are because they say we are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Exactly.
And because we are destroyed for lack of knowledge, the base of it is always, if I can keep you as a slave as you are, I can always govern over you. And for you to be free from it, you need to let go of.
But you have to know what you're fighting.
But you know what you're fighting.
No, you don't.
Why you don't?
Because if you say all these women are being abducted, but at the same time, you're looking, let me go save this one. From what?
From what?
From what? You don't know what it is. There is no base there.
But you have a base.
No, but you're not telling me, okay, what's the foundation of it?
They have a business today, right?
Right.
You said there is sex slave trade. That's a money
That's the
making
base. Exactly.
marketing. You said they have organ selling. That's another money marketing.
That's my base.
I'm just
Yeah.
building the base for you.
You
So
can't-
now there is another one, abusing of women, just harass them, to hold them and put them in
Right.
prison. That's another foundation of the base. What is it for? You keep the system in grinding, because putting you in prison, that's a business.
Yeah,
Money.
of
So
course.
every one of them is always the money foundation, because it's always the profit.
Now you
because
know what
every
you're
one
fighting.
so everybody that is doing whatever they do, they always, when you look at the foundation of it, it's always profitable. But who does it profit?
Exactly.
It ain't
That's,
us.
that's what I mean. That's where I was going with it.
Because you can follow the money and know who it's profiting. So it's
Right.
always profit the system, because at the end of the day, the system is always the one benefiting from it. Now,
Right.
to have a just system, you need to have, because literally this system that we are in, it was never built on a just foundation. It
No.
was always built on the foundation of theft, theft, molestation, killing, whatever. Because look at it, they came, kill all the Indians, brought you here, whoop you, starve you. It's never built on a just system. So you know what you're fighting. The system is always there at the end of the day.
That's what I wanted you to point out.
There's a lot of prejudice.
Yeah, and you know what? I get it. I'm just playing devil's advocate, because I understand where you're going. And one thing about it, if you don't know what your enemy looks like, you'll be swinging in the wind. Or know what your enemy sounds like, or even how he thinks. In order to beat a game, you gotta learn the game so you can beat it. If you don't know the game, you
But
can't
how
beat the
long
game.
will it take you to learn the game when you have been suffering in it for 400 years?
If you're an individual, this is why they're actually cutting or attempting to cut Black history out of the curriculum. So if you've been on this earth for 50 plus years, you know what you're doing, or you know what you're looking at. Just like the drug dealers, they didn't bring the drugs into this country. They're not responsible for that. They're responsible for street level sales. So if you go back and look even deeper into that, if you don't get to the root of it, it'll still keep growing. Just like the greed, it'll still keep growing if you don't go to the root. Just like the last time we was on a show together, I said, shut down. Shut down for a day to teach them a lesson. Shut it down. Everything.
No, and I don't believe. Now, I don't believe in shutting down. I believe in separation.
If black folks
to
stay
do
home
my
for
own and my
one day,
kind.
we would change the dynamics of this.
Yeah, but when you change the dynamic and it starts all over, who is the leader of the dynamic that you wanted to change? You and still.
Well, just like you said, separate yourself from that.
Yeah, but only for one day you want to separate yourself.
Shut it down.
I want to separate
That's
forever,
to show the power.
and we can build for our own. Because we can plant our own food, we can do our own clothes. We send you to space. You didn't even know how to do the math. So we could have sent our own self to space and go on the moon and put our first flag in.
But okay, you're speaking on it, right? But where is your starting point?
My starting point is always wherever we see the need to start, we can start today. I would love to start from now. As a matter of fact, I'm Moses today.
And then
get my people out of here today.
Okay, what would be your end result?
My end result is, let me ask you a question. I'm just going to answer you one little question.
Right.
A while ago you said that Israel, right? You were talking to me.
Right.
After Hitler killed all those people, do evil to them. We only talk about the ones that Hitler did.
Right.
The 6 million people.
Right.
Which was very horrible. And I do not think no human being supposed to suffer from any nation, 6 million people death. That's a sin against God and against humanity. But at the end of the day, Hitler did all that wrong to them. They should have taken all Hitler land and give it to those people. But they went to a strange country. Take the people land and give it to them. Right. So you're asking me, if you can take a strange country land, why can't you go and, either you give me part of yours or you go and take somebody else's own and divide it for me too, and so that I can build my own government with my own slave people, so we can go back to the knowledge of our original roots, because we have an original roots.
Right.
And that is why they want to take out black history. They want to teach you black history because they give you a month.
Yeah, and they water
it down. And the Black History Month they give you is your slavery route. I don't want that route. They can keep their month.
Right.
Give me my whole world, because the whole world belongs to me, not to nobody. Everybody who comes after us is second-hand people. When you go back to creation, always, we were the foundation of it.
Right.
So at the end of the day, all I'm saying, the same way we could have separated ourselves and say, because I'm Moses, I'm speaking on Moses' part.
Okay.
Let my people go, and let them go and worship their God, and then we will do for our own self what we were accustomed of doing before we came into this crucial and evil area where we are today.
Okay.
So, if
we
in
got
case we
3
have to
minutes.
go, 3 minutes. If in case we have to go.
Okay, but
my
I got
point
something
is,
for you.
Yes, sir. If in case we have to go, just the same way that Israel could have got a portion of the earth, we have even more rights to get a double portion of the earth, so we can do things for ourselves. So, Mr. Government, Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Everywhere around the world, Africa, everywhere, your little Moses is asking you, please, to put aside for us our portion so that we can do for ourselves, so we can love our own people the way we want to and treat them the way we want to, please.
Reconstruction. The Great Migration. Reconstruction, slaves are free. What happened?
You're still not free, my brother. You're still crying
What
for
happened?
justice. You're still asking for
What happened,
equal
though?
rights. You're still asking for
but
everything.
what happened?
You didn't get nothing. They
There
didn't
you
give
go.
Where's your
But
where's the donkey they promised you?
You had the former slaves walking around in circles. So if there is no plan, no matter what, if we get this
Yeah, but
land,
Moses came in your midst.
hold up. If we get this country, we get this land, what do?
Oh, what do? My brother, it's so easy for all what we do.
That sounds easy.
No, it is easy. My brother, it is so easy. Right now, we have the best of doctors. We have because what makes you need to consider what makes a world. We have the best of doctors. We have the best of teachers. We have the best of economics. We have the best of architects. I'm just building a foundation for you.
There you go.
And the foundation is, I'm already giving you what makes a world. Teachers, governments, economics, engineers, scientists. My brother, we create Don't forget that. We
No,
are the
I
best
haven't.
among the rest.
I'm asking that question
Yeah, I'm
because
just
it
giving
will
it-
be asked.
And it is asked, and I'm answering it. Your
But
little Moses is answering for you.
you'll have millions of people wandering around aimlessly.
No, and that is why I want to take them out of that wandering and give them their own so that we can
You
teach
can't
them
do
what
that.
to do. How you mean we cannot do that?
You can't do that.
Of course we can.
Okay.
Every nation
If you
can.
say so.
We are. It's so easy. The good thing about it, now we have some lovely ladies who will come.
Absolutely.
They listen to what
That
we
was
say.
fun.
They'll come back and
That was fun.
All right, so here we are today in continuation of what, the gentlemen were speaking about. I just want to add something that for all the females that have been kidnapped, right? The majority of them, I would say 80% of them, are young females, 20s to 30s. You rarely find a female in their 50s being kidnapped. And what happened is when the parents report that, hey, my daughter is missing, is kidnapped, or she ran. You know what they say? Oh no, she's not kidnapped. She just ran away from home. Are they having any problems? And that's what the cops always do. They never said, okay, we're gonna put all the APB on this child, or what is it, the Amber Alert. They never do those things. They always say the kid has run away because they're having problems at home. What do you feel about that?
Well, working in the school system for over 20 years and in group homes, there's always the root to the cause. There's always a root, and we have to go to the root. Why are children running away?
Exactly.
And we got to go back to us as mothers. I was always taught that a nation can rise no higher than its woman. And the reason why I believe a lot of women are being attacked right now is because to teach a woman is to teach a nation. Because she puts into her children everything that she knows. So the man is already out of the picture. So it is the women now that are being attacked, because now the children are left to fend on their own. So I think that we got to go back to the root, and we all have to do our part in this. Women have to be taught again.
Right.
Women don't know how to mother children. The family is broken up. The man is not in the home, and it's going to take women to teach women.
True, absolutely. But what I was trying to get at, the point I'm trying to make is, why is it when we report our kids missing, they think that they're just simply runaways? They're not really kidnapped. There's nothing happening to them. They just simply left the home. And that is incorrect.
And you're right, because
That's
the concern
incorrect.
is not there.
Because
and it's not there.
let's piggyback to Kansas City. The men were talking about that earlier. That person who got away, she's 22 years old. She ran to the neighbor's house. Remember, she had the chains and the bondage on her. And she cried and said, listen, that man, your neighbor, kidnapped me. I know because my other friends were kidnapped and they're dead. He did it. They didn't believe her. Nobody believed her. And she was there. You know what I'm saying? She is the witness. I was there. He killed my friends. I'm the only one left. And I got away because he went to take his kid to school. So why are they still denying the fact that there are kids, black kids, that are being kidnapped and there's nothing happening? They don't believe them. So those are the questions I want to ask the men that was just on this panel. What do they think about that? And what is the purpose? Because there is a purpose for those kidnappings.
Right.
And the age group that they're taking. There's nobody 40s, 50s, no. 20s and teenagers they're taking. Girls, black females.
And there could be many reasons, and the brother mentioned a few things like trafficking, and that was
Yes.
a big issue that we dealt with in group homes, with children being placed in DCF. Trafficking is huge.
Very.
It's bigger than a little bit. It's not just what we seeing brothers out on the street. You see it's judges involved, lawyers
Oh,
are
yes,
involved.
of course.
Trafficking is on a whole nother level.
Yeah, it
So,
is,
you
it
know,
is.
they're taking a lot from us, the harvesting of the organs the brother had mentioned. But right now it's just, you know, it's the woman, it's the female. If we stop the reproduction of a nation, then it stops, it ends.
Exactly.
So it is us, it's the women right now that they're attacking. They're going after the woman because they have to, you know, depopulation is real.
Yes.
It is
now,
real.
outside of single men who are doing this, like that same guy. I'm picking back on Kansas City. He was just a regular, white man that was doing it. But then when you step outside of that and go into the other set of people, because there's an elite group that when they take these females, they're doing some other things that people, when you talk about it, they look at you and say, hey, now brown sugar, you crazy, you can't say that. But it's a reality. They have an elite group who are taking these females and they're doing other things that I don't even want to say it on TV right now, because they might come looking for me, but it's out there, it's happening. What are we doing? What are the brothers doing to protect us? Because in DC, in Maryland, in the Maryland area, right, the rate of kidnappings is so high over there. Right now, Mexico City is #1 on the list for kidnappings. Mexico City, New Mexico, I meant, #1 for kidnappings of black females. What are we doing about it?
Sis, I think the entire world has to be called back to order. The entire world, and especially the black woman, a lot of black women don't even want to be protected. They tell you they don't even need a man.
But see, that's
and
wrong.
I don't need a man, and they do not want to be protected. So it's now we got to be called back to order, our natural selves. What is missing is the natural essence of who we are. And regardless to whatever religion or whatever not religion we follow, if we don't come back to the spirit of God within us, we are all doomed. So it is important that we be called back to order. And when you call a sister back to order, she gonna tell you, what? Am I pick me dot? Is my business that? You know what I'm saying? So it takes women like you and I. It takes the light has to start shining.
Yes.
And we have to go into the streets and shine the light to show the sisters that there is another way. You can be beautiful and you don't have to be, follow this way. Everybody's involved. They're showing us on TV, what beauty is supposed to be. So we're going out there, so it's so many things involved. But
so maybe what we need to do then, you and I, we can start it. We can use this platform, formulate a group, get together and get some females in and start to teach them what to do and invite the men in. We have to, because we need our brothers.
Yes,
I don't care what no females say, that they don't need a man because they're independent. No. It's bull crap. We need the man.
Yes.
The man is the head of the house, so we need him.
Yes.
I need the brother.
Come on,
I need and want the brother.
And it is so powerful.
Who's she calling? Exactly. She need her tire change, a car wash. Who's she calling? You know what I'm saying?
We need a man.
But the system is terrible though, because they are the ones that is breaking us up. They're the ones who make us feel that we're so superior. We don't need a man. But we need to go back to basics, as you said.
We got to go back to basics. We got to get back to the natural balance of who we are. A woman being a woman and a man being
the
a man. And
Absolutely.
I just don't need a man. I need a God-fearing man.
That's right.
So
that's
sisters
right.
do have men in their lives, but they they don't do wrong men. They're not about nothing.
Yeah.
And so it's producing this whole nother generation of the same stuff. So we gotta clear some things up. We got to clear some things. We need a sisters talk. It's got to be a meeting in a ladies' room.
Yes. See, I like that.
With the sisterhood.
I like that. So we have to plan it. We definitely have to get in and do it.
Must.
No, and I'm serious. I'm not just sitting here saying we're going to do it and then we don't. When we leave here, we forget and we go back to our lives.
Right.
No, this is something that has to be done, and it has to be done like yesterday.
Yesterday.
So I'm in.
I'm in too.
Okay, so we're going to do this, right?
And we already doing it.
That's
because
right.
it's in motion.
Yes.
Because we're speaking it. And we say be to it, and it is.
That's right.
So, you know, it is us.
Speak
it is the woman.
It
is the black woman. And I'm telling you, we're not living on purpose. No, the sisters have to begin to live on purpose. Everything we do have to begin to be on purpose. You know, and with preparation.
That's right.
You have your notes. You prepared
to
be here. I have my notes. I prepared to be here. It's not just wandering around anymore.
And that's what they were saying earlier too, preparation.
Yeah, and when we see the value of who we are, when we see that we are the mothers of civilization,
That's
and that
right,
every
that we
creation,
are, yes.
everything in creation came
You
out
said
of
it.
our
You said it.
womb.
We are. Wait a minute. The black woman
Go ahead.
is the mother of creation. The black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because every race, every nationality you see on this earth, who brought it? The black woman.
The black woman.
Not another woman. The black woman.
And so we answered the
black
question.
Eve.
We answered
That's
the
right.
question. That's why she's being attacked.
There you go. There you go.
That is why. This
Yeah.
is why. But we do need our brothers to get on code. They
Yeah,
got
but
to get
yes,
this stuff together.
They need to protect us more. They really need to
If we
protect.
can
But you
allow
know,
them
it's
to.
hard though, because you'll have a man in the home fighting to stay in the home, but then the sister's acting up and she's making him feel less of a man. You can't do that. You got to fight for your kings and stand up for them.
we do.
And stand next to them.
And you
because
know-
I can't walk behind my king.
No,
Or
no.
in front. I
We-
want to
we
be
will
right
never-
next to
we
him
could
because
not
we're on
respect
the
him.
same level. Yeah.
Now, this is going back to the sisters and our foolishness, too, because you have some sisters, they don't care what kind of man is in the home. They'll take care of him and do all of that. But a woman who take care of a man cannot respect him. She will not respect him. I don't care how it turns out. If I got to take care of you, I'm going to start looking at you in another way, because the natural balance is that the man is the protector and the women are nurturers. So when we go back to the natural balance of things, according to what is right, whatever religion, whoever is coming out of, then the balance comes back into the home. It's like the sisters is being a man, the brothers is being a woman. Like, gee whiz, brother, if you don't put some bass in your voice and do something, you know, it's important. It's important for me as a woman to feel protected and, you know, have that respect for my man, You know, that's important, you know.
Yeah, but sometimes the females, you need to take it down a notch, though.
Yes.
Some of you females do act like you're so powerful, you're superwoman, that you don't want to give a black man who's strong the chance
Yes.
to be who he needs to be. We need to step back
That is
and allow
true.
him to rule. Allow him to
That's
be the
true.
man that he needs to be and that he wants to be. Some of us don't know how to do that.
That is
And
true.
that's
sis.
definitely a turnoff.
That
And then
is
they
true.
walk out and they go find a woman who's not black, and they listen to them. They have the chance to rule there. So we have to take the blame. We
It
have
is
to
true.
take accountability for what we're doing.
It is true, because if we cut our man down with our mouths, of
That's
which
right.
most sisters do, break the man down, what do
With
you
that
have
mouth,
left? You don't
yes.
have nothing. You have a broke down man. So yes, the balance has to come back, but the sisters have to allow the brothers to be men.
Yes.
Instead of stepping in every time to save him. And a lot of sisters want to save a man.
No,
you know?
but okay, so-
allow him to be a man. Allow him
Yes,
to
allow him
struggle.
to
If
be
he
a
got to
man.
take the bus, let him take a bus and ride a bike. I respect him more than me having to drive you to work and pick you up, brother. I mean, come on.
No, but
do
hold
something.
on, hold on.
It has to be the balance.
I can't be 100% with you on that, because if I have a man and his car is broken down and he has to get to work, I'm not going to let him take the bus. For what? It's going to take him extra hours to get there. I'm going to take him to work.
That's if he have a
You know
car
what
and
I'm
it's
saying?
broken down. You see,
But
you
that's
got
what
the
I said. He has a
prerequisite there.
car and it's broken
But if
down.
he don't
Yeah.
have a car
If he don't have
and
a
he don't
car-
have nothing and he's sitting there and I'm going to work, I'm not leaving no man behind me at home. He better get out and act like he have a job. He better get out and act like something is going on. This is
But what
very
if he's
important.
a stay-at-home dad because you have
For
kids?
what? What he's staying at home for?
To take care of the kids.
Lord have mercy. He better get up. He better get a life. He better get up. He not staying at home doing nothing. He not. He not. So this was wonderful, my sister.
Yes, it
Brown
was.
Sugar.
It
Brown
was
Sugar
beautiful.
and Sister T is up in
Beautiful.
here, and
So
we
we're
are
done
grateful.
now.
Hello again. Y'all see me? I'm back up here again. Marv Kendall from the Clock Hour, JCT Television. I'm here with my sisters. And they got a few questions for me. They want to throw some things at me. Not necessarily throw, but get my opinion on certain things. I'll let you, whoever wants to go first.
So this is what I want to ask you, right? Earlier, when the guys were up here, you kept asking what was the purpose for the kidnappings. Now, me and Sister T, we just finished our section. Have you gotten the answer? What is the
Yeah,
purpose
kind of,
for
sort
them
of.
to kidnap black females?
I knew and understood where he was going and coming from with it, but I wanted him to say it.
So you were playing devil's advocate?
Hey, kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of, okay.
Yeah, I just wanted him to speak it so nobody else would be looking at him like, okay, when is he going to get to it?
Okay.
You know, just for the reasoning. I like, if you give me a reason behind something, I'll say, okay, I understand.
So now that you have the answer and you know the purpose for the kidnappings, what is the solution? What can we do? Or what can you, as a man, a black king, do to stop this from happening to the black females?
Get a gun.
Get a gun.
Learn the laws and execute your right to bear arms.
Yeah, but let me say this, okay? You said the law. Right now, the law is against us. The law is not for us.
Okay.
It's totally
but-
against us.
And the reason being is some people refuse not to learn it. You can't beat the system if you don't know the system.
That's true too. You're supposed to know it so that when
learn
they
it.
stop, okay, quickly, because I know we don't have much time.
All right.
There is someone that I know personally who's racially profiled. They were in their truck, minding their own business. A cop came to them, wanted to ask them questions. He refused, and he revoked his amendments. And you know what? They yanked him out of his truck, beat him up, arrested him, and they really didn't have any charge. There was no charge. But when they got to the prison, they searched him, found CBD, and that's what they charged him with. And now he's in court, went to court to deal with it, and they locked him up and said he was late, and he was sitting there for 30 minutes. So how's the system for us?
Ma'am.
It's not
listen,
for us. And that's a black king. It could have
Right.
been you.
I could tell you, if we had more time, I could give you so many stories. I'm ex-Navy. I've
Okay.
been all over the country. I've been to other countries. I've been through so much that it would blow your mind if I told you some of those stories.
So what do we do at this point? So you have that experience. What do we do? Because that is the question. He knows his rights. He knows the amendments. He knows everything. He revoked it. He used it on them. And because he went to court and he wants to speak because he knows what to file, they got upset and arrested him. So now they're
Solution.
holding him more than 48 to 72 hours. Where's the system? Where's the law that's governed for us?
Okay.
What do we do?
Now, we have a lot of factions of people actually doing things and advocating and speaking, but there is no unity amongst our people.
True.
Our people are divided. That's why I spoke of shut down and bring it together. They did the Million Man March back in
I
the day.
agree.
Right?
I
Shut it
agree.
down and
But
bring
not
it
for
back
one day,
together.
brother. Not for one day.
No, I mean, just saying one day is just a thought. But,
we need to shut down, start with a
we
week
got 2 minutes.
and then
We
go
do.
to a month. I'm
Right.
serious.
We do.
But we need
see,
to,
They don't understand anything but dollars.
That's it.
They don't understand nothing else but dollars. This is what this system understands.
Right.
So we have to be disciplined enough to say, guess what? I'm not buying no more nails. I'm not going to do
That's
this.
right.
I'm not going to do that. But we got to discipline ourselves to do it. Like
We
you
do.
said, unity is where our strength
right.
is.
Right.
And without unity, we're not doing nothing in
Right.
land. If we don't
Right.
go back, we got to go back to the basic things. We need land. We
Yes,
need
we
our own schools. We need our own farms. We need our own teachers.
Right.
Starting right here.
Right.
This right here is the foundation. We looking at all these other people, big people. No, right here,
That's
us.
right.
We're gonna be the ones to do it.
We need to bring back Black Wall Street.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because the other day there was a Black Wall Street going on, I think in Bridgeport, and someone actually came and said, why does it have to be Black Wall Street? Why can't it just be Wall Street? I looked at her, I said, excuse me, pardon me, what did you just say? But then I really looked at her and I saw why she was saying that.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Yeah.
We need Black Wall Street.
And see,
Right.
this conversation is very powerful because now we begin to live on purpose.
Yes,
Right.
And the
yes,
purpose
yes.
is to live. The
To live,
purpose
yes.
is the preservation of the species.
Yes.
We have
Right.
to preserve ourselves.
We have to, we have
Everybody's
to.
not coming. Everybody's not going to make it. Everybody is not coming. And those who want to be left behind, they're going to have to be left behind.
That's right.
Everybody's
yeah.
not invited
But
to the party.
Yeah.
And we got to wrap this up.
Yes, we do.
You have a radio show?
Yes, I
would
do.
love to come. Just holler at me.
Yes. So people, I am Brown Sugar, spelled with an E. It's BROWNE. You have to correct that.
Right.
And I'm on 106.3 FM, One Love Radio in Bridgeport. And I'm on a Tuesday, and then on a Sunday, I'm on Turntable Radio.
And you're an
so
educator.
you guys are coming
And
over
I'm
soon.
an educator, and I'm also on WESU 88.1 FM Middletown every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. So
Right.
we're in here.
Yeah.
That's
and I'm the
right.
clock
We're gonna do
hour.
it.
Y'all know. Keep it going, and we good. Appreciate it.
All right.
Two-tone and LELNESSN. Yes, we are the very best.
$7 popping collars, eating shrimp by the dollar. Met some girls from Guatemala, now they trying to holler.
Now before they wouldn't bother, now I'm trying to be a scholar, cause she giving all the knowledge to me.
Knowledge to me.
Doing her work every night of the week.
Night of the week.
Like she chillin' up at college with me.
College relief, but we cruising, man. Rolling up at 4:30. Kush same color as a Kobe Road jersey. Or a throwback worthy. Giraffe ass high. Fresh breeze just passing us by.